Nejra, 40 and 22, almost double positive, 40 on their foreheads. I mean, overtakes from this young lad.
Yeah, you could not kill Nejra, and you just let him drop a nuke on your head. When you have Nejra popping off like that, he's able to find doubles, triples to break into the time alone. It's just going to be too much to handle.
My name is Jonathan Pabone. I go by Nejra. COD 4 Modern Warfare or World at War? I think COD 4 Modern Warfare was first. Whatever game was first between those two games, that's my first Call of Duty, and I fell in love with it. That's all I played. You know, my dad gave me a controller at 3 years old. And ironically, my first game was Halo, but I transitioned over to COD because that's just, I don't know, it was a good game. I love that game, and it was honestly because of my dad. That's why I got into Call of Duty. And then BO4 came around, and I was playing a lot of tournaments on like CMGs and GBs and stuff on Xbox. And then first year competing was 2019 MW, and I was 14, and no one knew I was 14 or 15, and no one knew I was that underage. You know, you can't compete until you're 18, and no one knew that. And I still rode with it. I still competed even though people thought I was 18 years old. I even tweeted out my birthday like a dummy. Like I just was stupid. So I feel like at a young age I've always had that experience to where I know how to compete. I don't really get nervous like that. Yeah, that's really it. I don't know. But Major 2, I represented Family Ties, and I kind of worked my way up the ladder, and now I've been representing Rally ever since. Ever since Major 3, still with Rally, and I'm gonna represent them at this local probably. They always been supporting me. I love them. That roster consists of me, Server, Conwa, and Choco the Warrior. That's still my team. That's been my team since Major 3. We've been sticking because honestly, we've almost had so many upsets this year that like, we have crazy chemistry. We think that we're nasty, and if we think that we improve and build that chemistry even more and also learn the game together, we can probably like if we learn at a faster rate compared to most teams, we feel like we can beat them all. And individually, skill wise, we think we're more talented than everybody. I think that's where like the confidence play comes into the scene, like where we honestly think we can be anybody, and that's the one thing that you need as a team. You know, you can't be fearful. So preppers, like, we don't do prep individually. Maybe some of my teammates do, but us as a team, honestly, like, we just go over VOD. Really what we do. We don't really do too much on game day because we don't want to overthink and also tweak ourselves out. But we go over VOD before, like, majors, locals. So like when we were at TPC Champs, we went over VOD a lot. But we only did VOD on one team because I was the only team that we thought we had competition with, you know what I mean? And, you know, we lost against Booger and Co, but it is what it is. We usually do VOD review for game day, and then, I don't know, sometimes after we lose, we literally look at the VOD right after at the same station. It depends on, like, if we lost really bad or not, but that's honestly it. Just VOD. Oh, individually, I feel like I was deadass the best player at the whole event. I know that we lost against, you know, Booger and Nate. I swear to God, I feel like I was the best player at that event. I swear no one could gun me, no one could touch me at that event. Like, I deadass thought I was Thanos. I thought I was Thanos. I swear to God, no one could gun me. I had situational awareness to the max. Like, I felt like I was the best player in the world at that current moment. If you load up against me, against anybody in that game, at that current moment, I feel like I can beat anybody. And that's just how I felt. I feel like I was the best player at that event. You know, us as a team, we didn't show it, but that's okay. You know, it was the end of the year. Now we're looking forward to next year. We have kickoffs coming up, and gotta show out at that. Honestly, just vibes. Vibe is a big thing. Like, if you have good vibes, I feel like you would mesh well, really good with your teammates, no matter what type of caliber of the team is. Whether your individual skills average or you're honestly really good, it doesn't really matter. I feel like the vibe for your teammates is probably the best thing you could have, because that's like, the vibe is gonna build up the chemistry, and then the chemistry is gonna build up the team play, and then good team play is gonna lead the win. Honestly, too, communication. Communication is a big thing. You know, that's honestly, it's probably way bigger than just the game itself. That's probably like the two main things I would probably say. And for me, I'm the vibiest teammate, man. You know what's crazy is that my first major ever, Major 2, I did not stand, I did not yell at people, I was not that type of player. And all of a sudden when Major 3 came, man, I was standing up for my teammates, I was yelling, I was talking shit along with them. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man, just like, it's just you gotta fill your team out. If you really mesh good with them and you actually do like your team and you have good vibes, you know, it's just gonna come out of you, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really plan for stuff like that to happen. But the main thing is, yeah, just vibes and, you know, chemistry and stuff like that. I will be at the kickoff LAN at C-Bus. I will be going there with my team, my challenger team, Connor, Rico, and Sean. You guys know them as Choco the Warrior, Conwa, and Server. And honestly, I'm looking forward just to having a really good year. I'm trying to be really consistent, and like I said earlier, I'm just trying to be undeniable. I'm trying to be so good that people have to look at me no matter what, no matter if they hate me, no matter if they love me, no matter if they call me shit, talk behind my back. It doesn't matter. I just want to be the best player I could possibly can, and hopefully maybe go pro next year. If I work up my way up the ladder, maybe I can go pro next year, even after BO7. It just all depends on like how I'll work myself throughout BO7. I just want to be pro, man. That's all I want to do. I want to, and plus two, when I get into the pro league, I want to be the best. I still think I'm the best, even when I get to the pro league. I played against plenty of pros before. I played against them when I was 14. There's nothing better than just to shit on a pro, and it makes you feel good about yourself. It also like gives you really good confidence. It makes you feel really good about yourself. And honestly, like, it's really it. For one, I would feel like you got to look at other players more than just the pros. You know, just because a pro has been in the league X amount of time, doesn't mean that they're better than other challengers players. I mean, they might have more experience, and obviously that might make them better at first. But looking at old pros, you know, if they keep coming over to the scene and then going back out to the challenger scene, it shows that, you know, they're not really consistent like that. You know, they're not really, you have these highs and lows, and you know, that's normal in a person, but you have to look at it where to, like, you know, Mercules, for example, like Optic took a chance on Mercules, and next thing you know, they won the world champs, and they won EWC. You know what I mean? So like, there's talent in challengers. Just because people say there's not talent in challengers, there is. Just people don't look for it. The only people that look for it are the scouts. And I feel like one way to get it out there is what you said, is open bracket, you know. But a challengers player has to put in work. Obviously, pros know a lot more than challengers players, so challengers players have to build that chem up really well, and they have to study the game really well until, you know, until like you basically go against them and then you beat them, or you do really good. And then you have to also expose yourself, you know, like take screenshots, post clips, you know, like make yourself known in the scene, you know, make people understand that they can't not look at you. They have to look at you. Like, if you're playing hella good and people think you're shit, it doesn't matter, because look what you're doing. You're making a name for yourself, bro. You know, people can't deny you. For example, that's what Mamba did. You know, Mamba I'm pretty sure he didn't really have connections like that, but he was undeniable. He was really good, and that's why he's gonna get picked up probably this year. You know, he's on Omen now. I'm pretty sure he did sign a contract. Yeah, he did tweet it on Twitter. He's like, that's what you have to do. You have to expose yourself. I'm changing my life for the better, not only because, you know, the esports scene and me loving it and me like just experiencing it, but also my social life. I've had a lot of friends in real life, but like I've always had more friends online, you know, since I'm a Call of Duty player. I play a lot of video games. My first ever LAN was this year in BO6, was Major 2, and you know, it was my first time ever flying by myself ever. I've never done it before. You know, I'm not gonna lie, for my first flight I was really nervous because I didn't know what the hell was gonna happen. In the end, I met a lot of cool people. I mean, I've had a lot of great experiences. Like I can tell you stories on stories about me and Velix, you know, walking down the street, going to Taco Bell, knocking on the window because we have no cars, you know what I mean? We can't drive. So it's like the social life aspect of it is just insane. Like, you meet a lot of people, and not only do you meet a lot of people, you meet a lot of different people with different personalities and jobs, you know? Not only do you meet players and coaches and scouts, but you also meet, you know, production. You also meet people who host stuff. You meet people who honestly, like, that might be in, like, in, you know, a little bit of the NFL or the NBA scene, you know what I mean? You just meet a lot of different people, and I think that's the best, that's the best thing, you know, the connection part. You make connections, you know, you really succeed in life, you know? So like, I think social life for me is really improved. You know, if I didn't go to LANs and stuff like that, I would definitely not be in the spot I'm at now. I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that, because also too, I didn't really pay for a lot of the stuff. So it's the org that supported me, and that's Rally, and that's why I'm really like supportive of them, and I'm really appreciative. I always tell them every time, you know, I'm really appreciative, you know? It's kind of hard to say this because I'm not, you know, people don't know me, like, and I haven't really made my mark in the esports COD scene yet, but I just want to be undeniable. Like, I just want to be so good at the game to where like you can't not look at me and be like, well, damn, he's like, either he's cheating or he's him. You know what I mean? I just want to be undeniable. I just want to be so good at the game where like no one can just touch me. That's what I want to leave. I want to leave people in that like my engraving in their head. I just want them to know that I was undeniable. Like, if I didn't make it, it is what it is. I just want people to know I was fucking undeniable, and I really do think I am. And that's all stems from just me playing more. You know what's crazy too, to lead down on more, is that I've always been like that all throughout my life. I've always wanted to be undeniable in every game I play. I've always wanted to be the greatest of all time, whether it's gun skill or knowing the game. I wanted to be the greatest. So that's what I want people to know me as, and I hope I can do that one day.